Log Entry 1. The air scrubbers of the Arclight have a metallic tang that never quite leaves your throat. It is nothing like the air back on the homestead. I keep looking at the silver ring on my finger. It's the only thing I have left of Anna and the life we built before the rift opened. Hiberia is a ghost now, filled with fire and kaiju teeth. I saw the Lancerhawk go down from the viewport as we broke orbit. And I don't know if she's gone, but I know I can't go back. There is no back to go to. The captain says we're looking for a new start, a perfect rock. Somewhere we can breathe without masks and sleep without listening for the ground to shake. I'm an engineer, so I'll keep the ship running, or at least help to. But my eyes are on the scanners. We have to find a home for everyone left. For her.
Okay, everybody. Welcome to this playthrough of A Perfect Rock by Nick G. I still don't know how to pronounce his last name. I gotta find a video, but it does show his last name. Gralewicz? Maybe. But yeah, so this is A Perfect Rock. So I was sent all this cool stuff. I'm near rocks per se, but this rock oracle deck is pretty cool, so I'm definitely going to be using this. So I'm playing half digitally, half physically. And I'm connecting this story to his other game called Home. And this game is about finding your perfect home again, or a perfect rock that you can call home after your old one was destroyed. And I thought, oh my gosh, Hiberia in my other story was destroyed. How can we make a connection? And since it was about two sisters, we have Anna Rossi who died, sacrificing her life and fighting for the cause against the kaiju. And then we have her sister Helia, who was like the technician. She was the smarts and the brains who helped build mechs. And I think it's such a cool idea to connect these stories. And so this type of spiritual connection at the very least. My narrative is that there was a handful of survivors that made it off-world before Hiberia fell. And so Helia was one of these survivors on the starship out of here. And so this is a solo exploration game designed by Nick, and it focuses on the search for a new habitable world after this disaster. So for those who followed the Hiberia Lost cinematic episode that I released a few weeks ago, this story serves as this type of direct sequel. So we're going to follow Helia Rossi, and here is how we are setting up the game. So let's open it up, and then it has like a short storybook, which is really nice. I believe I read it already in like a live stream. I was going over all the games that I had and wanted to play next. But we have A Perfect Rock here. We have the book. It is about 65 pages. And then on the back side, it says we're going to create our home and explore, begin at Sol, and journey to a new star. If you have more stars to explore the star, explore our planets. If this was your final star, choose a new home as like the final step. So let's open this up and see how it goes. A lot of setup is already kind of done because I am playing as Helia Rossi. So I already know she's human and her name. So, okay. You are aboard the last starship with the sole survivors of your people. You must find a perfect rock, aka a new planet to call home. It's 1 to 4 players. The game length is 1 to 5 hours over 1 or 2 sessions. It's about 1 hour per explored star, so we'll see how this goes. So the playstyle is like collaborative world building with no game master. So I think this could be fun if you're playing like a sci-fi campaign, and maybe this could be like a world building game before you officially start playing. Content warning, loss of home and death. And we just need one 6-sided die. And we got that 6-sided die. As you guys know, I use 3D dice. If you watch my how I set up everything, so I'll be rolling the dice like that. I don't have the printed asset pack because I have the Oracle deck. I think that is the asset pack referring to. Got some writing utensils. It's the 2 plus rocks per explored star, or the rock collection, or the rock Oracle deck, which I got right there. And optional index cards or sticky notes. I do have both. So. Okay, so the setup. Here. You are an explorer whose home planet was destroyed. You are aboard a starship with the sole survivors of your species, and you must find a new planet to call home. You will travel to distant stars and survey potential planets. You will explore the people, memories, and influences on your ship. And when the ship's fuel runs low, you must choose a planet for your species to live on. As an explorer, your goal is to explore strange planets, collect interesting objects, and create a home aboard the ship. As a player, your goal is to collaboratively build an interesting ship and planets, and show how these aspects influence your new home. Okay. Now, this second line here about collaboratively build an interesting ship, that is if there was more players, but it is just me, so let's see how that goes. But I already have a feeling this would be a really cool game, because I love collaborative world building games, so this could be fun. So this could be like a little test for me to see if I bring this to a group setting. Okay, so one player is to be the facilitator. Let's see, for alternate ways to play, please read 64. So I am playing solo, so it says go to page 64. Okay, so use these suggestions when playing a Perfect Rock solo. Imagine a companion. Envision another important person on the journey with you. Make them different from you, such as, let's roll a d6. Let's do it. It gives us some options here. So I'm going to roll a d6 and see what I get. Okay, that is a 6. So it is the heir to the throne. The heir to the throne. That's my companion, is the heir to the throne. Did Hiberia have... I'm not sure if Hiberia had, like a monarchy or... Let's roll one more time. If we get a 6, it's going to be the heir to the throne again. Oh god, it's another 6. It has to be the heir to the throne. Okay, so the heir to the throne. How can I make that make sense? Okay, so basically you just include them in the scenes you envision and consider how they contrast with your explorer. So when choosing a connected star to journey to, envision which option your companion advocates for. When you're journeying to a new star, when you debrief, or when you even choose a new home, you envision how your companion reacts to your decision. Do they choose the same home? If you're unsure of how your companion feels or reacts, roll a d6. And then there are small little oracle and how, which is interesting. I like it. Explore extra ship aspects. So explore 2 or more ship aspects during each journey between stars. Use this to balance the pacing of planet exploration and ship exploration and paint a more vivid picture of the starship. Okay. I need to play through it first, but I have a feeling that it's saying add more aspects because if you're playing with other people, they would add it in and it would elongate the play session. But if I only did one, it would go by super fast, is what I'm guessing. And then I like it. It has like inspired by In This World by Ben Robbins, and he also created Microscope, which is another really fun, collaborative GM-less world building game. And then I'm sorry, did you say Street Magic? Another really cool world building game that I really like, actually. Interstellar by Christopher Nolan. Yep, I get that. The Expanse, Dune. Yeah, those are good inspirations. I'm feeling it. Also, I just want to say this book lays flat because of how the spine is built, which I appreciate. Very easy to just flip and read. Anyway, so let's see. Okay, so agree upon how many stars you will explore in your game. The reckoned number of stars is 2 to 5, and each star takes about an hour to explore. Yeah, let's do 2 to 5, I guess. Choose a rock to be the expedition leader token and give it to the player furthest to their home. Okay, I guess there's no turn order if I'm playing solo. Okay, so these rules are applied throughout the entire game. Envision. The first one is envision. So when asked to envision, imagine a small scene and describe it. Own it or collaborate. Story over science. So prioritize an interesting story or over scientific accuracy. Sweeping, I would do that anyway. I don't know anything about science and it's my least favorite topic. I'm making it all up. Sweeping brushstrokes. Each planet may have a variety of environments, and you won't be able to explore all of them. Let the area you explore represent the vibe of the planet as a whole. Alone in the galaxy. There are no aliens to save you and no one to conquer. If you happen upon alien ruins, consider the inhabitants long gone. And then there's lines, veils, and breaks, which is good stuff for when you're playing with others. So we're going to use the instructions to facilitate the game. When you're ready, begin. Yes. So when you're ready, create your home planet. So we're going to go to page 7. We already kind of know our home planet. We're basing it off of Hiberia. So your planet was the only home your species has ever known. A decade ago, 2 uncrewed probes, Horizon 1 and Horizon 2, were launched into deep space. One toward fading alien signals, the other into the magical etheric nebula. 1 year ago, the first crewed interstellar starship, the Arclight, set out to explore distant planets and establish the first outpost beyond your solar system. Communications with the Arclight were recently lost, and its fate is unknown. A second starship was recently completed. Before it could begin its journey, your planet was suddenly destroyed. Now, you and the sole survivors of your people are aboard that second starship and in need of a new home. And then we have a picture of the Lily of the Valley, perfect flora, keepsake from lost home. Okay, so now to create your home planet, it says read page 6 aloud. Done. And now I'm on page 7. So next, answer these questions and envision your home and starship. Select an option or make up your own answers. Record these details in your Explorer's Notes. Explorer's Notes. Bam. Here we go. So, Explorer Notes. What's my Explorer name? Her name is Helia Rossi. Species, human. So it will ask, what species are you? What was your home planet called? I guess it was Earth. It was Earth. And our home continent was Hiberia. Is your home fantastical, realistic, or somewhere between? Probably somewhere between. Because, build like mechs and kaijus, that's pretty fantastical. But like the realism is that like it's mostly humans. So we're going to say, you can fill in the bubble of where it leans more realistic or fantastical. We're going to say, building mechs and fighting kaiju is pretty fantastic. So we're going to say we lean more fantastical than realistic. And then terms of, is your home high-tech, low-tech, or somewhere in between? High-tech. Building mechs is pretty high-tech. How was your planet destroyed? Destroyed by kaiju. And the starship, what is your starship's name? We're going to call it the Eden. I like that one. And is your starship small with a tight-knit crew, a massive generation ship, or somewhere between? I think it's small with a tight-knit crew. I'm going to say it's like, because we have small to massive, I'm going to say it's a little bit bigger than small. I think it is not a tight-knit crew. It's a handful of us for sure. But let's see. Tight-knit crew is, I'm thinking like 5 people. But I think there's at least 20 people on this starship. So I'm going to go with that. And as we're coming back to the companion, I'm going to call the companion, his name is Valen Sentarius. And there's no official like monarchy, but in these high-tech societies, the line between like a CEO and a monarch is not that great. It's thin. So I'm going to say Valen is the heir to the Sentarius hegemony. It's they were the primary like financial and political power that funded Svalka industry projects. And so Helia was on the ground, fixing machines and making them and see what makes them tick and work and break. And Valen was being groomed to rule Hiberia to those, to that those machines eventually destroyed. So I think this will create like a very sharp dynamic. I think Helia likely sees Valen as the symbol of the leadership that failed to stop the kaiju. And Valen is now stripped of his wealth and standing and is just another survivor on a ship. So let's see how it goes. He could serve as a narrative foil. And there might be some friction there. And I think that could be interesting. Helia is very practical and she has that engineering mindset, and Valen might have this lost sense of entitlement, still carry it with him. So there is that. So that's Valen Sentarius. Okay, so we have the tight-knit, well, we have the crew. It's pretty tight-knit, and we're on the Eden. Valen is there. And then next it says to create your explorer. So we already have the explorer pretty much made. And so it even says, due to your training, lineage, or administrative error, you have been tasked with surveying planets in search of a new home, which goes actually kind of perfectly with Helia and her previous job. It's probably still her current job. And so it says you will acquire belongings such as exploration gear and new keepsakes collected from each planet. Use these belongings to define your explorer's interests and include them when you envision scenes on the ships or planets. Record your information and belongings in your explorer's notes. So read the section above aloud. We did. Next, each player should answer these questions and envision their explorer. So what is their name and what do they look like? Their name is Helia Rossi. Helia has like a short pixie cut. She's about 5'6", tan skin. Her hair, she has curly hair, hazel eyes, and a very far off look to her. She's very contemplative, and probably a very sad look because she knows that she has lost her sister or will never see her sister again, or anybody else that was on Hiberia except for these 19 people that are on the ship with her. And so it says, what gear do you use to survey planets? Draw it in the gear section. So this is like this is the gear section. I can't draw, you guys. It's going to look horrible, but I'll try. Okay, so I'm going to roll a d6 because it says, what gear do you use to survey planets? It says roll a d6. So let's see what it is. Let's see what we get. Okay, 1. We have a hover bike. Oh, I don't know how to draw a hover bike, everybody. Okay, so what does a hover bike even look like? And I will try to copy it. I'm just going to look at an image online. A hover bike? Oh, you guys, this is going to look horrible. Oh my God, here we go. Okay, I'm copying a hover bike I see just online. It looks very high tech. So this is the ground it's hovering on. And then, it's going to look bad. Oh my God. Okay, here's the hover bike. I think it looks all right. That's the hover bike. And then she also has, it asked what keepsake did you take from your home planet? Of course, it's the silver ring that she shared with her sister. So I'm going to draw that too. How can you draw a ring like 3D? Okay. So it's something like, it's like this. Okay. Oh God, the ring looks worse than the hover bike. It looks like a donut. I don't know how to draw rings. That's a ring. It's a donut. It's a donut. It is a bagel. It's all that. Okay. So let's see what else it asks as we're getting set up. So it asks like, how was your home planet perfect for you? I think Hiberia was perfect because it had a really good government, or it had like an unshakable order to it. It had the glass spires and the homesteads, and everything functioned with like clockwork precision. And there were environmental stabilizers, so you never had to worry about like a failed harvest or an unexpected storm. And it was a world where like technology and nature existed. So it was very, what's the word? Not cyberpunk, but it was like, what's the nature version of cyberpunk? I forgot what it was called. Whoever knows it is probably saying it out loud right now. And if you were saying solar punk and it took me a second, you were correct. So it is very much like a solar punk world. And so for an engineer like Helia, that perfection lay in the fact that the world felt solvable. And if something broke, there was always a tool to fix it. And the tragedy of the kaiju was that it was the one thing that Hiberian machines couldn't account for. And so there is that side of things as well. And so we have completed the core of the Explorer creation, and we have established the link to the previous game through Helia's name and her keepsake, her silver ring that she shared with her sister. We have the hover bike that I drew here. That is our primary method of interacting with the rocks. We explore rocks, aka planets, and then I guess when we land, we'll, unload the bike, perform surveys, and Valen Sentarius is ready as well. So, let's go. Let's see what's next. Oh, next is the Explorer notes. I had a question. I was like, oh, should I just draw in here? Because I could just write everything and draw in the book, but then I'd have to constantly be flipping back and forth to this page. But I like that it's included. Okay, so now it's talking about keepsakes. Keepsakes are objects that your explorer collects. They show the small details of the galaxy, represent your explorer's interests, and decorate your home aboard the starship. So each of us will collect a keepsake from an explored planet. It may be an object, it could be a plant, animal, rock, an atmospheric sample, or even a strange relic. It doesn't need to be something that was described while exploring the planet, but it should match the vibe of the planet. Okay, collect a keepsake. Envision gathering an object from the planet. Draw the keepsake, and then record the star and planet to remember where the keepsake came from. And then it's showing some examples. So like if I found Titanite, it's indestructible, and then I found the star was Titan, the planet was called Starhome. They can draw it like that. I wish I could draw that well. Okay, so the search for a new home. Before your planet was destroyed, scientists created a star map, which is this map here. And let's see, of your local galactic region. It shows the stars and planets that may support life and how a starship can travel between them. You must journey to these stars, survey their candidate planets, and choose one planet to be your home. Begin at your home star system, Sol. Page 35. Okay. Where is Sol? Oh, Sol is right here at the bottom. Okay, it is a yellow dwarf home planet. Destroyed. Okay, you won't explore every star in a single expedition, so choose your path wisely. Consider an alternate starting scenario in future games. So page 63 talks about alternate starting scenarios. Okay. Okay, so extraterrestrial influences. You may discover extraterrestrial influences hidden among the stars. These may affect the planets in your home aboard the starship. Each star will indicate if and how an influence appears, but you may otherwise envision them however you wish. We have the Etheric Nebula. It's a vast nebula where magic is present. This magic is referred to as the ether. And then we have the Lost Alien Empire, a once powerful multi-stellar alien civilization. Its inhabitants are now long gone. Okay, so begin the search for a new home. Kind of gives us the procedure here. So we'll begin at Sol, and then step 2 is to journey to a new star. Okay, so after you've created your home and explore, follow this flow of play. Step 1, we will begin at Sol, complete the group observation, and choose a connected star to travel to. So let's go to page 35 and see how it says. Okay, so it says group observation. So we have Sol here. It's a medium-sized yellow dwarf star, bright, perfect, and commonly recognized as your sun. The only habitable planet was your home, which is now destroyed. So, candidate planets, 0. Theme, a dead star system. Group observation. As you leave the star system, ask each explorer, what detail do you notice when you look back at the destroyed planet? So, what detail do we notice? I think through the viewport of the Eden starship, we see Helia as she is watching the silhouette of Hiberia start to recede more and more, and she notices a shattered orbital ring. This was something that brought energy to Hiberia, and we just now see drifting fragments of it, and they catch in the light. And sometimes it's blinding, it's a little bit irregular. It's like a broken mirror and shards splattered across the space. And yeah, it's this kind of glittering orbital debris that we see. And Valen is standing there, and you can see his reflection in the glass standing next to her. And yeah. So next is the connected stars. Okay, so it says journey to a new star, page 25. So the connected stars are Forma and Proxima. So let's look at the star map again. Forma and, Proxima is technically closer. Forna is a red supergiant at the edge of the Etheric Nebula. This was the first stop of the Arclight, the first crewed interstellar starship as it traveled to Regenta. So it was making its way to Forna, then to Regenta, and then we have Proxima, a Type O main sequence star. Recent data from the Horizon 1 probe indicates evidence of a lost alien civilization. But which to go to? We're trying to decide. And then the book says when you're journeying to a new star, envision how your companion answers the prompt question. Okay, so let's journey to a new star. So that's step 2. Let's go to page 25. Traveling between 2 connected stars takes years. This journey is an opportunity to show what matters in your temporary home and how it is changing. You will do this through exploring an aspect of the starship. Each ship aspect has 6 prompts to choose from, each with something to envision and a question. The player should envision something that fits the prompt and then ask the question to all of the other explorers. Okay, so we will choose an aspect, then choose a prompt, envision an answer, and then ask the question. Okay, so choose an aspect. Where is the aspects at? Okay, here we go. Choose an aspect and prompt and envision something that fits the prompt. Then ask each explorer the question and answer it yourself too. Oh, this is where we would imagine like how Valen would answer the question. So that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, and then for solo play, it said to choose multiple aspects, I believe. Explore 2 or more ship aspects during each journey between stars. Use this to balance the pacing. Okay. So we will do multiple. Okay, so let's roll a d6 and see what our first ship aspect is. Okay, that's a 2, so it is focus. Something that catches your attention. Envision an object or a ship location. So I'm going to roll another d6 and see what that could be. So I rolled a 2. It is wonder. An object or location that is powerful or strange. Why do you find it so fascinating? Okay. Also, we are going to Forna. I'm not sure when we make that decision, because I know it said to, go to page 35, go to Sol, and then it says connected stars. So I know that we're traveling to different connected to stars. So we could go to Forna, or it sounds like Proxima. I'm going to go to Forna. It has 1 candidate planet. They both have 1 candidate planet. But yeah, it's a red supergiant. And I think it's interesting that it was the first stop of the Arclight. And so I'm interested to see what is there. So we are going to Forna, but on the way there, because it takes a long time to get there. So we are going, one of the aspects is a focus. We're going to focus on something that catches our attention. Envision an object or a sublocation. And it's wonder. It's wonderful. It's powerful or it's strange. I see a flickering amber light on the navigation console. It's something minor. It's like a minor sensor, like misalignment, but in the quiet of the ship of about 20 people, every small error feels like a warning. I think it's like a trauma response for Helia, and she finds herself staring at this rhythmic pulse of the light, and she's trying to calculate if the ship's hull is groaning or if it's just her imagination, and that's the thing that she is focusing on. And then she continues to look, and that's what we are focusing on. And I think it eventually leads to, the more she stares at this sensor alignment, I think it's just, I think this is the strange thing that she's focusing on. It shouldn't be, even if it is a small error, I don't think it should be blinking like it is. I think it should be on a different sequence, but it's something that we focus on. We're not sure if this is real or not. I think Valen walks up and he doesn't notice it. So is it real? Not sure. Okay, so let's do another ship aspect. Okay, let's roll a d6. Let's see. So that's a 6. It is closure. And it has a lock next to it. What does the lock mean? Influences 2 versions, each locked until you reach specific areas of the galaxy. This one says locked. Locked until your final journey. Oh, okay. So we can't do closure yet, so I'll roll another d6. So it's 2. Okay, it's 2 again. So we're going to focus on, there's another thing that catches our attention. Roll another d6 to get specific. This time, it's a mystery, an object or location with an unknown past. What do you think its story is? Okay, so the next thing that we see is this. We see this heavy iron key, and it is hanging on a metal hook near the main airlock. And the Eden is this digital ship with biometric locks, so there is no physical keyhole on any door that fits a piece of iron of this size. And so we see Helia staring at it, and she thinks it's some type of charm, maybe from a shipwright. And in her view, maybe a mechanic probably left it there during the ship's construction as a lucky token, but to her it's just a heavy piece of history with no functional purpose. And according to Valen, as they talk about it, he's convinced it serves a secret function. I think he believes the key belongs to some type of manual override box hidden somewhere in the flooring. And he says it's likely installed by my family to ensure that we could control the ship if the digital systems ever locked us out. And Helia just stares at him, shakes her head like, you've already failed us. I don't think this is what your family intended. She doesn't tell him that, but he likes to talk. And there's not much to do on the ship as we are on our journey to Forna, which is going to take a long time. And let's do one more aspect. Why not? And I guess we want 1 through 4, because I'm going to roll a d4, because it looks like 5 influence has 2 versions. Each are locked until you reach specific areas of the galaxy. So I was going to roll a d4, as 5 and 6 are locked for different reasons. So let's roll a d4 instead. I rolled another 2, but let's switch it up. 4. Okay. 4 is decay. Time takes its toll. Envision something that has changed over time. So I'll roll a d6. Let's see what has changed over time. A 6. Dead. Uh-oh. Someone important has died. Oh god. What was the last thing they said to you? Along this journey, someone has died. Because it takes a couple years to travel between each star. Okay. Okay, so there is a d6 I can roll if I'm unsure of what Valen thinks. And he's usually a heal for my character, but I'm going to roll a d6. Let's see how he feels or reacts, and then we can build out the narrative from there. I rolled a 2. The 2 is their feelings or actions are unlike your own. Okay, so that's kind of the usual reaction from him. So let's see. So someone important has died. Who is it? I'm going to say it was a janitor. They were part of the cleaning crew on the ship, and I think because it's 20 people, I'm sure chores switch around, but his name was Barty. His full name, Bartholomew, but everybody called him Barty. And it says, what was the last thing they said? The last thing they said was, make sure the next home is easier to keep clean than the last one. And to Helia, Barty was the person who kept the Eden from feeling like this cold metal tube we were all just floating in for days on end. And he was always there to, clean up. He was there to scrape the grease off the floor after she finished working on her hover bike. And he never really cared about the politics or who owned what. And Barty's death feels like the loss of what grounded the ship. And without his constant cleaning, we start to feel the grime of the journey starting to show. And there's people who are now taking his place, but it's not the same. And the ship is starting to feel more claustrophobic, more like a cage. And we're thinking about Valen's perspective. Valen views Barty as a logistical failure. And he's bothered by the fact that the ship's common areas are already losing their polish. He's more annoyed than sad by this death. And because to him, Barty was, another necessary cog in the social order of Hiberia. And now that Barty is gone, Valen is forced to confront this type of physical decay of the situation. But he finds it beneath his station, of course, to participate in this new cleaning rotation. And so we see there's a scene in the mess hall where there's a spill on the floor and it remains uncleaned a little long. Helia stares at it, remembering Barty's advice about the next home. Valen walks in, he steps around the mess with a look of disgust, makes a comment. The standards of the Eden are slipping. And yeah, there's this moment of tension because there's Helia's grief and then Valen's entitlement still there. And so, yeah, that is everything that happens on the ship. Those are some ship aspects as we are flying. And so, what's next after the aspect? Okay, so we are journeying to the star. That's what we did. So, next is exploring a star and then exploring a planet until all planets at the star have been explored. So, there's a star and then planets connected to it. Okay, so let's go to page 17. Explore. Going to explore a star. Okay, so there are many stars in the galaxy with candidate planets, but which one will be your new sun? Each star has a page with the following details. So their description, candidate planets, the theme, and connected stars. And they may also include a group observation, lost alien empire, etheric nebula, an unlocked aspect, or a new route. So after you've explored all the candidate planets around a star, you may travel to a connected star. Your scientists recommend only searching for new stars, not backtracking to previous ones. If you must backtrack, you are just passing through. And that is, looks like it's another mechanic. So we are going to explore a star because it says the procedure is to explore a star and then explore a planet. So we are exploring a star first. Okay, so we are going to Forna. Let's see. Let me get a ship token. And by the way, I'm not using a VTT for anybody who's interested. I'm just using Meld Studio and the assets that I have entered in. So I'm going to see if I can get a ship token and I'll add it in just to place us. Okay, so we are exploring a star. So we're going to Forna. Let's see where Forna's at. Oh, did I find it? No, that's Aurora. But I got the little ship token. There we go. Here is the Eden. And so let's see. Unknown, Regenta, Proxima. So let's see, Forna is page 38. Okay, so this is Forna, the candidate planet. It's a late stage red supergiant star. It likely had more habitable planets before it grew to its current size, and your scientists hope it will be many years before it explodes into a supernova. Yeah. If we're gonna make this our new home, I hope it doesn't explode for a long time. Forna is at the edge of the etheric nebula, and the magical ether is influencing the planet. It has one candidate planet, and its theme is a first glimpse of magic. It has connected stars. It has Regenta, Palos, and Sol. So let's look at the star map again. So it does have Regenta here, above it, Palos, and then going back to Sol. But we don't want to go back, as we know. So etheric nebula, this star is within the etheric nebula, and the presence of the magical ether may change your starship and people. You may now explore the influence from the ether ship aspect on future journeys. Okay, cool. Okay, so we're at Forna. Okay, it has one candidate planet. So what does that mean for us? So now we go explore a planet using the star's theme to inspire what we discover. So the planet's theme... we are on Forna. I'm going to put a little sticky note so I can remember where it's at. There we go. And the theme, a first glimpse of magic. Okay, so after a planet is explored past there's an expedition leader token clockwise to the next player. So that is that's just me. Okay, so explore a planet. That's page 20. Now we are going to explore the planet. Okay, so there are many potential places your species could settle on, but most will be strange, problematic, or even deadly. Your job is to survey each planet, make a full account of its aspects, and determine how it could be your new home. Explore a planet by surveying each planetary aspect, revealing its essence, and envisioning what it looks like. Make these planets fun. Your explorer cannot die, no matter how deadly the planet is. Make choosing a new home interesting by creating definitely not perfect planets. Okay. So select a rock. When arriving at a new planet, the expedition leader selects a rock to symbolize the planet and places it on the star map. If you do not have physical rocks, you may instead choose a rock from the rock collection. So rock collection is page 22. Ooh. If you do not have rocks, choose one of these to represent your planet. Nice, definitely. There's a D20, so let's roll a D20 and see which rock it is. Okay, I rolled a 16. So it is Iolite. Looks like a diamond. It's pretty cool. So there we go. rock collection. This rock may represent a miniature replica of the planet, or you may simply draw inspiration from its features. Okay. So where does the rock oracle come in? Right? Got the rock oracle. And this was Iolite. Oh, found it. Okay, perfect. Here we go. So we have Iolite here, and then this is the guidebook for this rock, and it looks like it looks like a pyramid. So I will try to draw that, but so let's see. Interpreting your card. It's a little guidebook. Okay. So number 1 is the name of the card, which is Iolite, and then this upper left section, the little diamond, is its origin, so the source of the rock's symbolic power. And that's like a little diamond. So what does that little diamond mean? It means it's celestial. So this is like a celestial planet, which works out well because this is in the, what's it called? It's like in the etheric something. It's in the magical space. And then in the upper right, we have the energy. So how the rock influences the world. So this energy is bridge. And then down here it has some verbs, some adjectives, some keywords. Anyway, so this is the rock symbolic meaning. So we have navigate, uncharted, and water. It's a symbolic meaning. And then so it's cosmic of this is Iolite. This rock is representing a planet that is of cosmic or otherworldly origin, and that it connects, reveals, or enlightens. That is what this planet is representing. So basically, these cards are just for imagination. There's no wrong way to interpret them. But it says, but try to dig deeper. You may find additional meaning by considering all the aspects. So, right. So this is helping for the storytelling, for the world building. And yeah. So that is the guidebook that helps you understand how to use the rock oracle. The rock oracles and the cards and stuff. So I will set that to the side. And so we got Iolite. It is celestial. And it has a bridge. So I'm going to look back. What the bridge means. It connects, reveals, or enlightens. Okay. So let's draw this Iolite. Well, I haven't collected anything yet. It says draw what you collect. But I kind of want to draw the planet. Okay. So this planet could look like one of these rocks. So when you arrive at a new planet, it says selects a rock to symbolize the planet and places it on the star map if you do not have physical rocks. Okay, so I chose from the rock collection, and this is the miniature replica of the planet. Okay, so we have the essence. Well, let's start with the planetary aspects. So I selected the rock, and then we found Iolite and all that good stuff. But let's see what the planetary aspects are. So we explore these planetary aspects in order. So the sky, what is the atmosphere and the sky color and the orbiting objects like moons? So what is the sky? And then we have other oracles to help with that as well. Okay, so there are spark tables for planet exploration, and I believe these were added in after the fact. But I think this is such a good addition. So I'm looking at the spark tables right now, and I think at least I'll do this for the first one. I'm going to roll a d6 and see what we notice in the sky. So that is a 1. We notice orbiting moons or objects. Okay, I will add that to my notes. And then we are going to look about us and see what the climate looks like. And the climate it has perpetual weather. So maybe it's magical. So what could this perpetual weather be? It could be perpetual rain, but we'll see. Okay, so the surface. What does the surface look like? So that is a 3. The surface is mountains. Sort of mountainous area. I have a feeling this place is very, it's very spiritual. It's celestial at the very least. And so the flora is a 1. So the vegetation are microorganisms, and we find it, like what are they doing when we find them? Another 1. So it's spreading. And then we have the fauna. That's 3. The fauna is there are creatures that are in a herd, and we find them protecting. Okay. And then we have the secret. It is what is this mysterious, mystical, or wondrous secret of the planet? And that is a 6. It has a valuable treasure. And then there are additional planetary aspects that become available when you reach certain stars. And once unlocked, these aspects may be explored at any point in the planetary aspect order. Essence. And then after planetary aspect, we reveal its essence. I think the secret is that because there's treasure here, maybe some type of material. Maybe it could be some type of power source that it holds. But anyway, so Helia is, like, narratively what it looks like is Helia is prepping the hover bike in the observatory of the ship. And we see Valen, he stands by the airlock, his arms crossed, and he's looking at the scanner data. And he says, if that spear is what I think it is, like, that could power the Eden for a century without a single refill. And he asks for it to be brought up, that secret treasure, he wants that. So Helia's looking at the mountains, and there's hurting creatures. Yeah. So we are going through, and then so what is the essence? Let's see what its essence is. So I'm gonna roll another d6. That's a 5. So it is a trade-off. It is a blessing and a curse, which I really like. I like that. So what we are going to call this item, the secret that it has, it's called the Sun Forge. And that was the secret item. So we see Helia, she parks her hover bike right at the edge of these herding animals. They are the ones that were protecting this Sun Forge. It's a sphere and it pulses with a light. And we go to touch it and the ether floods through our senses. And we can no longer see the mountains. We see the entire etheric nebula as this living web of energy, because we are in a celestial environment, right? So it's cosmic and otherworldly origin, as we're using iolite rock as inspiration. So what the blessing is, because it's a blessing and a curse, the essence of this place. This forge reveals a perfect map of the surrounding stars, and it enlightens Helia on how to, work on the Eden's engine to navigate the nebula with zero fuel waste. But the curse is the connection is a two-way street. So as we see the galaxy, the ether sees her as well. It sees who she is at her core, her grief. And it projects a vision of Hiberia's destruction into the sky above the planet. Every survivor on the Eden sees their home burn again in the clouds, and it brings this level of collective trauma that no one was prepared for. And we see Valen, he's transfixed by the power, and he doesn't care about the visions or the pain they cause. To him, it seems like this enlightenment is some type of divine right, and he believes that this forge has chosen them to lead a new Hiberian empire. And he's already planning on how to move the sphere onto the ship. And so that is what happens as we are exploring this planet. And so next is, we learned its essence, and next is collecting a keepsake from the planet. And so it talks about keepsakes here. Envision gathering an object from the planet. Draw the keepsake. So what could this keepsake be? Let's see. Okay, so now, because of the keepsake, I think it should be like a cool shard type. Maybe it could even look like the iolite, maybe. So I have something to refer to because I'm not good at drawing. So let's draw a shard. I'm going to call it's a prismatic shard. And yeah, it is this, that's what we find. So it's this diamond shaped item. So I think it's a jagged fragment from the mountains here. And it, it's when it's held up to any type of light, it kind of refracts this demon-shaped beam, and it mirrors the stars outside. And it's this kind of first glimpse of magic that Forna provided in this area. So, can I draw a diamond? It's a triangle. Let's see. So, boom, boom. Now, I don't know if that looks like a diamond. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going to call it prismatic shard. And then so we put little info like which star we got it from. We got it from Forna, and the planet Do we name the planet? Because the planet doesn't have a name. It's just one candidate planet, according to the star map. It doesn't have a name, so I guess we name the planet. I don't think there's any rules for like the stars. It doesn't say. Okay, so I believe it does talk about naming the star. I probably just didn't get there yet. So we collected the keepsake, and then next, and the final piece is leading a debrief. Okay, so the debrief is the next step. So after exploring a planet, the leader guides a debrief. Envision where and how this meeting happens. Ensure everyone has a chance to reflect on the planet. So you wish to discuss how you could live on the planet, how this planet fits into the greater galaxy. Suggestions for an appropriate planet name. And then when the leader is ready, end the meeting by announcing the name of the planet. Record the name on the planet note card and next to your collected keepsake. So yeah, this is the keepsake here. We got the prismatic shard. Okay, so now it's time for the debrief. We are back on the ship in the mess hall area, and everybody's discussing. I mean, living on the planet, we could survive here by hollowing out. There's like certain spires, and using the Sunforge to power life support. However, there is this perpetual mist. There is the etheric visions that would require like some type of mental psychic shielding that we just don't have. And so we would be physically safe, but mentally broken, fairly quickly. This star seems to pull energy from the void and anchors it here. So it's like a navigational landmark, but it feels more like a sacred site than a residential zone. And so, yeah, so for Valen, he hates this because he thinks Helia, we move forward with too much caution, excessive caution. He believes that this refusal to harvest the Sunforge is a betrayal of the Hiberian survivors needed for resources. This is needed. And Helia's, she looks at him. She says, I appreciate your eye for value, but I don't think this is our home. This is not our home. I think the Eden stays in orbit for now, and we move on to the next star. And we're going to call this star Speculum. I like it. I looked up some names. The planet, not the star, we're calling the planet Speculum. So we've ruled out Forna, and we're going to pick a new direction, and we will see what the next star reveals. But that is where we're going to end this play session. So officially, that is how you play a perfect rock. It's very interesting. Solo is very interesting, but I can see it being a lot of fun with others and doing it co-op and GM-less with more people chiming in. I think that could be very interesting too. So I think I would try that out for sure. But that is the end of this play session. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching if you did. And I will catch you in the next one.